entertain.
Cracking, Reagan the Realist, RealBoy Radio. We are not in Fort Myers. We are in Audio Vision Studios in beautiful North Miami. 305, stand up. Yeah. We love Miami over here at RealBoy Radio. We definitely consider this our home away from home, so we're really happy to be here. I got a very special guest joining with me today, a true Miami legend, writer and producer of the movie Bloodline Sibling Rivalry, co-owner of Audio Vision Studios, a true Miami legend, and I would say a true visionary, my dog Fentz. How you doing, man?
Yo, what's up, man? How you doing?
Dude, I'm good. I'm happy to be here, man. I'm hyped that you're here, man.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, for sure, man. There's definitely a lot of stuff I want to talk about, but I definitely want to get to know you a little bit more on a personal level and get a little bit of your history. So I know you were born in Haiti. You moved to New York in '81, right? Which is kind of a really cool time because that's definitely like the infancy of hip hop, which is really cool. What was it like growing up so close to such a fast-growing culture? How did that impact you? And then what was this like? I guess what paved the way for you to step into the music industry and pursue that as a career?
Well, it's crazy, man. From the time, really, even in Haiti, I could remember as a child, I used to be all into music, but the Haitian culture at the time. So fast forward as a kid, I come to New York, and I get here, and it's hip hop, graffiti, and
breakdancing.
Breakdancing was really, really popping at the time.
Yeah.
You know, needless to say, I was too young to go outside. My pops wouldn't let me go outside the house and everything, but I'm watching these kids out the window just popping, locking, and dancing and stuff, and I fell in love with hip hop, man. And I got so enamored by it, and you know, it's like it just consumed you. It consumed.
Yeah, it was the same for me when I was a kid. I was mesmerized by it as soon as I heard it for the first time. I was like, I like this.
Yeah,
this is amazing.
Yeah, it's like amazing, right? Right. So then, just the love of music just transcended from coming from my Haitian culture into the American culture, and I never looked back. You know what I mean? So I've been, you know, all into, you know, I didn't even know. It's almost like you look back now. You know, I didn't know that I was gonna be into music. But looking back now, you realize, man, there's nothing else that I would have been.
It's divine destiny, in my opinion, because it's just that the timing of it was amazing. It's just like you have this huge scene coming on in the '80s. It's growing, it's fast, and you're like right in the middle of it. You see it firsthand from the beginning to where it is at now.
Right,
it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, exactly, man. And you know, I fell in love with it since then. And a few years later, moved down to Miami. Met a couple of friends from high school, 8th grade, man. My friend Otis Young, who ended up being chapter from Iconz.
Shout out him.
You know what I'm
He'll
saying?
get the horns.
Shout out
yes,
to
sir.
him, man. You know, chap, you know, from 8th grade, man, we built a bond, you know, in junior high school, you know, rapping and, you know, fell in love with it continuously with the, you know, Big Daddy Kane. That was one of my favorite rappers.
Oh, yeah. Shout out Big Daddy Kane.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was, you know, he was my idol, really. You know, got me really, really loving hip-hop, Biz Markie. And all those kind of guys.
Rest in peace to Biz.
Just that whole crew back in the days. You know, and I was here in Miami, you know, and with my little New York, you know, vibe. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. So it's like I was all New York son, you know, back then. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, New York.
You brought the Timbs down to Florida?
New York is funny. Like, when it gets a hold of you, like, it just consumes you.
You become a New Yorker, man.
New Yorker.
Yeah.
So that was, like, me for quite some time. And then, just loved the music, man. And, you know, and still to this day, it's like I couldn't find myself doing anything other than that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Some of my friends, some of my peers, people I built with from Miami from the past 20+ years, or they see me here, still like, yo, you still in music? I'm like, man, I couldn't.
It's what you love.
It's what I love. If I don't have that, you might as well just end it right now.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about podcasting. I got to do it every day. It's just something I love to do. I'm going to do it no matter what, for free, for $1 million. It don't matter.
Yeah, that's, you know, when you love something, you never have to, you know what I'm saying, work for anything.
That's facts. That's facts. How old were you when you moved from New York to Miami?
I was maybe 14.
Okay. Just going into high school?
Yeah, that's going to high school, yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, that's how I met my homie in junior high. You know what I mean? I came down really just to visit. You know, I was just coming down to visit my mom.
Yeah.
I came from New York, man. It's like in the dead of winter, man. January, winter, cold, freezing up there. Brisk. It was one of the coldest winters, man, like snowing brick in New York. I came down to Miami at night. I flew down, and it was like I got here like around, maybe the flight came down around 12 o'clock, 11:30, 12.
Yeah.
And came straight from the airport, Miami International. They took me to the crib, and everybody was kind of like sleeping. I woke up the next day. All my cousins like, yo, wake up, man, wake up. We're going to the beach. I'm like, y'all going to the beach? What y'all mean? 'Cause I'm like, I just came from
You're still in winter mode.
Risk, because I'm still in winter mode. It didn't even occur to me. And then they in flip-flops and tank top. Yeah, man, we're going to the beach, man. And they took me to Key Biscayne, to the beach there, man. I'm like, yo, man, I call my dad the same day, man. Pack my bags. I'm never coming.
I like this way more than the North
like
winters.
Miami was what it is. I'm like, I'm in a paradise, man. It's crazy. So as a young child, I fell in love with Miami like the first day.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? And nowadays I look back, and I was missing New York still for a little bit, you know, because you just got out here, like, so I was missing it a little bit. But now I go back to New York, I'm like, man, you know, it's crazy how Miami now is just like it's home to me.
Yeah,
well, it's been home to me, but it's almost like I go back to New York. I'm like, man, I can't wait to get. You know, I spent 3 days.
Yeah, you're ready to get back to the
Strictly
paradise.
business, I'm ready to come back to paradise, man. Because sometimes I take a drive up the causeway and you realize, man, we living in a postcard.
We were. I was thinking that when I was driving here. I'm like,
living in a postcard, man.
Facts.
So you know, I love Miami, man. There's nothing else like it, and I wouldn't live anywhere else.
Best city in Florida. I would agree 100% on that. Shout out to Miami.
Yeah.
So late 90s, fast forward a little bit here, you formed Drum Majorz, an extremely successful music production group. You work with some of the biggest names in the company, such as Bad Boy, No Limit, Cash Money. What's the origin story behind Drum Majorz? Like, how did that formulate and come together?
So it's crazy. All right, so we, so I'm in college. You know, from high school, I was all, like I said, going doing music.
Yeah.
And you know, doing shows, like put them wherever I could find a mic and a stage, man. We on there.
Were you an artist first?
I was an artist first.
Okay.
You know, beatboxing in high school.
Yeah. Freestyling lunch table.
Freestyling, you know, the entertaining the crowd in North Miami Beach Senior High. Me and Chap again, continuing our friendship. And rapping, battling anybody who wanted to do it. Like, what up?
Yeah.
You know
Who wants to smoke?
In the hallways. That's what we did. You know, we was about that life at the time. And
Facts.
But it's crazy. So I was in a group called Private Property first, right? That was my group as a rap artist, and with Chap and my other partner Shay. But I found myself just gravitating to, because I was doing the setting up the photo shoots, setting up the shows, setting up the practices. So the management side of it was what kind of like the business aspect of it was what I truly enjoyed.
Where you're naturally good at too,
more
I'm
so
sure.
More so than the, and I'm a young dude, like we were 17, 18, trying to figure it out from high school. So after that, you know, I started stepping back a little bit, took a little bit more the management side, but we were all managed with a company named New Day Productions.
Okay.
All right, and that's where I met Gorilla Tech.
Okay, shout out to Gorilla Tech.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was our in-house producer, managed by one guy.
Wow.
So me and my group were the group, and then him and Track was the other producer engineer. Okay. So we always managed under the same management, and we ended up, you know, kind of breaking out after a while because things were not like we needed to be after 2-3 years of being there. And like, man, you know, we just, you know, we've kind of flew and under the radar a little bit and started doing our own thing. And we realized, wait a minute, man, like we were doing, you know, homie was managing us, but we did everything. We had everything it took. We had the producers, the writers, the whole package. The whole package, and I'm doing a little bit of management. So we formed our own crew called The Committee.
That's awesome.
You know what I'm saying? So me and my other 4 partners, Carl Boss, Shay, Chap, Tech, you know what I'm saying? We became The Committee. And we started trying to produce everyone in Miami. But back then we had no name, so I'll be calling labels, going through the yellow pages and stuff, trying to find, you know what I'm saying, to try to see how we could get on. And everybody
was different
like,
back then.
Yeah, no, everybody's like, yo, who have you produced? And like, yo, I'm giving you the beats for free. I just want to get my name.
Yeah, I just want to get my name out there.
Yeah, go on and get our name out there. And you know, we had a hard time trying to get on, man. But you know, so we started then just effort. We're just gonna do our own in-house stuff. But as God will have it, man, we were at we producing this young dude who was doing bass music at the time, named Crazy Legs. We were at the Studio Center. You know, that's 1997, right? Young kids, you know, still trying to figure it out.
Right.
And we ran into Ted Lucas, who's the owner of Slip and Slide Records.
I know Slip and Slide,
like,
yeah.
I got a young artist, man. You know what I'm saying? I signed off, you know, he on that record Scarred with Uncle Luke.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? His name Trick, man. Trick Daddy Dollars. He's in the room right there.
Trick, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
Maybe if y'all got some beats for him, we might want to listen. I'm like, hell yeah. So we met with Trick that night at the studio, you know, connected instantly. And he was kind of like on his rise with Scarred.
Yeah.
He was the Nobody crew as production team called the Committee, trying to find ourselves. And then we send them some beats. And they picked a couple of joints, and we started producing. Trick Daddy was our first kind of artist. And
that's crazy.
On the first record, on the first album, based on a true story with the food stamp.
Yeah.
And Trick got his little deal with they released that project. We did the Going Down Like That record, and we did the first Hood record that he popped off with was You a Hoe But You Can't Help It, because you don't know it. That was us, man. We produced that record
crazy.
For Trick Daddy, and then and that popped off really good for him. And so we kind of rode that success together.
Yeah.
So the next album after that was the WThug.com.
You
know what I'm saying? With that nigga, and that took fire.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So from the time that took fire, man, it was like, and you know, and at that time also, me as a hustler that I am, I'm trying to, in the streets, trying to get with everybody, like who, you know, every nigga on the street that's trying to get it, I'm bringing them in to come in and record with us and trying to produce for them. And I'm in New York trying to
get it off the ground.
Trying to get it off the ground.
Yeah.
You know, and truthfully, it's just with the success of that nigga, when I'm in New York, a lot of A&R's like, yo, y'all got anything like that? You know what I'm saying? It was crazy because I was one of the real hot shit popping off in the South, was really starting to take flight.
Right, yeah.
And we like, yeah, we got a bunch of shit like that. And we just let them hear a couple of joints with their homie. And it took that, and then from that, we started producing other people.
And then you just started growing from there.
Yeah, growing from there. That's
amazing.
That's how, you know, the Committee really started, as the production company started taking flight. And then, so, you know, moving into, you know, a couple of years later, 1999, you know, I seen, you know, the trend around then was the Cash Money. It was cliquish.
Yeah.
Cash Money was winning really big. Bad Boy was
really big. Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Rockefeller
huge.
doing their thing still, but Bad Boy era. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn. You know, I researched, you know, Cash Money's deal, like how they got their situation. You know, I was very studious at the time.
Yeah.
I'm when I see something, I go for it. So I see that, you know, I'm like, I researched this guy, Dino DeValier from Universal, that he was the one who, you know, gave Cash Money and they deal of 20 mil.
Right.
So I'm like, man, I need that. So I need to find that, you know, that dude. So through a couple of my, you know, connects in New York, since I was producing, now making my ways in, I had a, you know, young lady friend of mine, man, who was very influential, named Sabrina, you know, who was a really good, you know, friend of ours. Went to New York, man. She was really, really well plugged, man. And when I'm telling you, summer of '99, I met with every single label that you know, everyone
that existed at the time. Yeah.
I was, you know, I took the meetings with things, and they took the meetings with me. You know what I'm saying? So that's I met with Dino DeValier. I got to his desk at Universal.
That must have been a cool feeling.
My man,
research
I'm
him
sitting
and then be at his desk.
and at his desk, and I'm young, I'm bold, and I'm like, yo. You know, I'm out here, man. I see you did the deal with Cash Money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to get that same situation. I need. So you're like, what are you looking for? I'm like, I need 10 mil. So you're like, okay, what have you sold? I'm like, well, I haven't sold nothing yet, but I got a bunch of artists.
Trust me, though.
And I produced a bunch of, you know what I'm saying, artists in my production resume, and here's my own artist that I had at the time. And he was like, well, damn, dude, you pretty bold, man. I'm like, yo, I know what I want, bro. So, So he's like, look, I tell you what, if you could sell 10,000 copies of your own record, you know,
I'll work with you.
I get you 10. I get you 10 mil.
Wow.
I got your word. He like, you got my word. We shook hands on it, and I'm like, oh, that's what's up. Let's go.
Now let's lit a fire in your ass. Yeah.
And all right, guys, I got a handshake deal in New York with my man, and he's like, we gotta sell 10,000 copies. All right, so I'm like, okay, that's what it is. So how are we gonna do this? So we literally sat down at the table, you know, me, Shade, Track, Tech, and Chap. and devised a plan to like, okay, well, what's really popping right now is clicks. We need our own click.
Yeah.
We got to build our own click. So then we started thinking of names of the click. That's how we came with a bunch of names. But then Chap said Iconz.
Love that.
And once he said that, it was like, dude.
Light bulbs.
Yeah, man. It was like, that's it right there.
This is the one.
That's the one right there. So now we had the name of a clique. Now we needed the artist to fill the roster.
Yeah.
So we started putting that whole thing together. I'm looking at, so some of the artists that end up on the Icons, like McCleasy, he was my underclassmate. He went to school with me.
Shout out McCleasy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I knew him from school. Like this young little dude just doing his thing around the, you know what I'm saying, the talent shows or whatever. So okay, you in, because he was already like family to me.
Yeah.
And some of the other guys were just clients that we were producing. They're like, yo, I'm putting together a clique. Yo, you. And guys were like, all right, let's do it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. So we then produced the whole Street Money project to try to sell 10,000 copies to get my $10 million from Dino at Universal.
And did you sell the 10,000 copies?
Here's the thing, man. As God will have it, before I could even get to the 10 million, it's crazy, right? So I come back to Miami. We put together this whole crew, produced the whole album. Then the only two people that we trust was DJ Griot, because he was spinning a lot of the clubs down here. He was very influential in the club scene.
Yeah, definitely.
And he has an ear for music. So we brought him in, brought Big Will, God bless the dead. You know what I'm saying? Big Will in. Take a listen to the project. And Griot's like, listen to the whole album. He's like, yo, I don't hear y'all single, man. I'm like, what you mean you don't hear the single? You don't hear this record right here?
Yeah.
He like, nah, that's not what's popping in the club right now. And he literally said to us, man, that moment, look, when it comes to the clubs, there's a certain time at night where it's at its height.
That's peak.
That is peak. That the music, the vibe, the style, the people.
Yeah.
Like it's that 1, 2 o'clock time. But the liquor's already lit.
Everybody's turned.
Everybody's turned. And these are the records that's killing the clubs right now. I'm like, what are the records? He like, man, it sees bitch, you can't drive my flow. Missy Elliott, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Missy Elliott. Love her.
And he like, yo, that's one. And then the other record out, anytime I drop it, I gotta bring it back 5 times. It says a thon, 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 thon.
Oh, Cisco. Yeah.
Oh, Cisco. But the one thing that everything got in common is this.
Just that cadence, yeah.
Is that cadence. Tech was like, okay, like that. I say no more.
Let's get fucked up.
Went in the booth, right? Went in the studio right there in our meeting. Right there, left our meeting, went into the studio because it was like right next to the our conference room we were meeting, and he just started doing the pattern, and then next thing you know, I ran into the booth. I'm like, yo, Tech, stop it right there. What is that? What is that you're doing? He like, yo, I'm just vibing. You fucking with that? I'm like, nigga, this shit is crazy. Just those simple 3 fucking hits.
It's amazing how the simplest things are the most influential.
The simplest thing in less than 15 minutes.
That's crazy.
All right? So he did the freaking beat in less than 15 minutes. So now it's like, this shit is amazing. You're like, Fentz, you really feeling that? I'm like, yo, dude, this is amazing. So I actually put it on a cassette tape, and I'm riding it throughout the day. I'm like, man, we need to think of the dumbest thing we could come up with. On this joint. Right?
Yeah.
So literally, I'm going to, I was back in the days broke as shit. So I had my girlfriend car at the time. I'm going to the beach to pick her up from work. And me and Chap were in the car, slapped in the cassette, and we started listening to the beat. And then I started fucking around. And I'm fucking around. I'm like, how many niggas in the club tonight want to get fucked up in the club tonight?
Yeah.
How many bitches in the club tonight want to get fucked up? Just playing around.
Yeah.
And I'm like, want to get fucked up? Get fucked up. And Chap was like, yo, Fentz, that shit right there. I'm like, man, you playing bullshit, but I'm playing. And he's like, dude, that's it right there.
Yeah.
So we picked up Shorty, dropped her home. He like, we got to go lay that shit out right now. Ran back to the studio, and he like, yo, you got to record this right now. So he got me hyped now.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm like, man, you really fucking with that? I'm not playing around. He like, dude, lay that shit down. Now I'm like, okay. I went in the booth. I can't remember it.
Oh, that's the worst.
I'm like, yo. He like, dude, how could you? I'm like, yo, I can't remember.
What
so
it
he
was.
like, nah, you were saying something, man. You were like, So I'm like trying to remember, and he kind of reminded me with the cadence. And then if you listen to Get Fucked Up Now, the actual final release of the record, the last 5 seconds of the song before when it's fading out, you will hear me say, me saying that.
Really?
We kept it in the master.
Like,
how many niggas in the club tonight?
Oh wow!
Because I went in the studio and did that, and we kept it the original. What I said, the exact word.
Right.
If you listen to the record,
I'm gonna listen to it after this. Yeah.
People never because they never get to that part.
Right.
The last 5 seconds.
Yeah.
You'll hear me.
It's like a little hidden Easter egg in there.
You hear me say how many niggas in the club tonight?
Oh, that's hard.
Fucked up, and you hear exactly what I said.
That's tight.
From the beginning of that fucking record.
That's fucking tight as shit.
And then we did that. I think we were that same week we had to go to Kapalua. There was some Trick that was performing there. Like it was like a, and then we was trying to promote the album Street Money Icons and stuff like that. We wrote out there with that rough peace of mind without the song done. And then everybody was playing it in the car. Everybody was vibing to it. And then we brought in McCleasy to do. We need a pre-hook. We need a pre-hook.
Yeah. We need a hook.
You know what I'm saying? Because Get Fucked. But so it's like we need a pre-hook. And then Cleese came in. Soon we came from Kapalua. I went in the studio, and he started doing it. Was what we now. When I want to climb, right? But then Track put some type of filter
flange on it.
Flange on that.
Yeah. That shit sounded crazy.
And that just went crazy. We was like, it's stupid and dumb enough that it might work. That was, I swear to God, that's what I said.
That's crazy.
Because I was like, it's stupid, dumb, and different enough that it might fuck around and work.
It's just a mad idea that went perfectly well.
That went perfectly well.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So it started with Griot feeling like we don't have a single to us messing around and making a track and it was, and the rest was history.
That's amazing.
That record.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So we did Icons and my whole thing was back in the days I always wanted to try to, and I'm still trying to accomplish that. Trying to get Miami industry together.
Yeah. Unite us, kind of.
I remember I went to ATL, man, a few years ago. We were producing Ludacris's what's the name of that song, man? Damn, I forgot the name of the record, but it was a remix that Luda had did with Scarface.
Oh, okay.
They flew us up there to ATL, bro, and I'm in the A, and after the night, we just came in for that one night, did the record, mixed it, and then afterwards we went to a club after, and they brought me to this club, man, and that's when I fell in love with ATL.
Yeah.
Because it was like Usher's over here, so and so over there, Luda over here, like. And they was all talking about, yo, there's this new kid, man, that's about to pop off, man. This dude named, what's homie name, man? But they took so much pride into
They have a community in
their
ATL.
community.
Yes, they're very,
And I fell in love with that. I'm like, damn, man, this is like what I wish for in Miami. Like, I wish you go to a spot, you could see all of us. What I loved about it, like, they all chanting and reciting each other records, word for word, and actually vibing and dancing to it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I wanted that so bad for us. So even with Icons, when I first started producing the project, everybody that was in Miami doing something, if you notice, every artist that was doing something at the time was on that project. From Trader Hardaway, Joe Vicious, which became Dirtbag, Piccolo. I called everyone, man. Like, yo, I'm working on this joint. Come in. Because what I saw, I always wanted to reproduce that here.
Yeah.
Where, like, man, we build our own industry and we vibe and rise with each other and ride for each other.
Yeah.
And it's still kind of like segregated, if you will.
It's tough to get everybody on board with that kind of mentality.
You know what I'm saying?
It's tough. 'Cause everybody wants to be the top dog.
Yeah, but it's okay. But look, there's enough money in this for all of us to win in our own right.
Absolutely.
And we deserve it. Like, I mean, I'm an egotistical dude. Me too. I put in my time, effort, and work in, I want my flowers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't hurt from somebody else celebrating me, and I celebrate them. Like, right now, I'm a fan of Khaled, what he has done. And
he's
still
killing
doing.
it right now. And
I'm a fan. I mean, I seen dude from the early days. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Khaled, man. I mean,
big shout out to Khaled. He gets the horns for sure.
Dude was like, I remember when we dropped We Thuggin', man, with Trick Daddy on the Iconz second album. Man, dude was playing that song, when he did that Friday Night Countdown. And and he brought that record back at least 10 times, sometimes a night. Dude used to be like, dog, what are you paying this dude, man? Like, Fentz, like, this can't be. they thought like he was on payroll with me or something. But Khaled showed us so much love.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And to see him, what he did from then until now, still staying true, still grinding. Like it
came back around for him,
dude. Tenfold. So I'm very proud to say, damn, I once upon a time, you know,
that is really
was
cool.
Working and seen dude from, you know. So what I'm thankful about, dude, is like I'm blessed that I was able to watch all the current guys, you know what I'm saying, that's doing something. You know, I had a little bit of a part to play, at least, you know, not through their success per se, but at least around producing them early on.
Right.
Some way, somehow, there was some form of relationship with.
You were connecting dots.
Yeah, with everyone.
Yeah.
From Pitbull back in the days, you know what I'm saying? You know, to Flo Rida. I mean, Flo Rida was in a group called the Renegades, if I remember.
I think
back in the days.
Yeah.
You know, a 3-man group. I mean, back in 1996, we was producing, dude.
Wow.
Like when we was on the 125th Street. Like I'm remembering all these things. I'm remembering all these us young nobody guys just trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And to see how God and the universe had brought it all, you know, together. It's like
incredible.
It's incredible. You know what I'm saying? So the pride that I take is the fact that I was around for a while, a lot of it, and I've seen these guys from the grind up.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm loving that, man. I mean, I celebrate them from afar. You know, every single artist from Miami, man, I really do take pride in saying, man, I was around once upon a time.
Yeah.
And I celebrate those guys' successes from afar. I really do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thankful to have been able to witness.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Those things.
Yeah, you planted a lot of really important seeds that eventually blossomed into, you know, a huge scene. It's amazing.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
Man. So I'm thankful for that. You know, a lot of people, you know, truly don't and I stay in the background a lot, so I'm not there to say like and that I'm responsible for anything either. It's just that, you know, the fact that, you know, even Rick Ross from his very humble beginnings, you know, like we were producing Ross a lot. I remember, man, when I first met dude, he was signed to he was the Teflon Don at the time, signed to Suave House.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, with Tony Draper. You know, shout out to Tony Draper,
Tony.
You know, big homie. Yeah, so we used to produce Ross back in the days. I remember hearing this dude rap, and like I've never heard nothing like that before. I'm running out the studio holding my head like, this guy's insane. This dude is crazy. You know, like when he finally put it all together, man, it's gonna be, you know, and he doesn't even know this. Like a lot of meetings I used to take in New York back in the days with these A&Rs and stuff, I'm always bringing Rick Ross up. And sometimes still, what that has gotten me though, at least some, I told you. So a lot of these A&Rs, we be having these stories to tell. Like, yo, Fentz used to always tell me about this dude. You know,
I told you so moments.
I had a lot of I told you so moments. You know what I'm saying? And Ross don't even know that because I used to really champion dude, man.
Push him back in the day?
No, I was a fan.
Yeah.
I can't say that I saw what has become because you can never really say that per se, but I thought I saw greatness in Dome. You know what I'm saying? And he had to really dumb down his lyrical penmanship, believe me.
Damn.
To kind of like, you know, he had to really dumb
kind of
down
appeal to the mainstream.
To appeal to the mainstream, the masses. But the guy, his penmanship is,
like, he's nice with it.
Just give it to you. You know what I'm saying? And I loved it. I loved dude from way back,
from
man.
The jump.
Yeah, from the jump. I thought that he was like the most incredible, you know what I'm saying, like storyteller penmanship ever. And the fact that he was from here too, like, oh man.
And now he's balling like on a completely another level.
Yeah. So shout out to Ross.
Buying farm animals and shit. This guy's on a whole different level.
Yeah, you know, some other shit. Right now, so.
Get those tax breaks.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
He's smart.
Man, so yeah, absolutely, for sure.
Yeah. So in 2007, you formed Iconz Films, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was it like? What made you want to pivot from music production into filmmaking?
A great question, man. So from 2004, I got off the deal with Elektra, and I signed a deal with Koch. Right? I bought the Icons over there to Koch.
Okay.
But Koch the idea was more so on price and positioning and not too much marketing.
Okay.
You got to think I'm coming from a label where they spent like $1.8 million in marketing of this group or this crew, Icons. And we all over the country. Now I moved over to Koch, which is E1 right now. You know, shout out to D Sonoram, you know what I'm saying? That's the homie.
Shout out to him.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was the one of the main reason why I went over there. So I moved over from Elektra. We got our override. I went over and did a deal with Koch. And you know, God bless them. Back in the day, nowadays they got a lot stronger in the past few years. But they were really, really great in distribution. Like you will Koch, they'll have your product everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, we used to be like front and center of Best Buys.
Wow.
You would think like we were Jay-Z in the building, like, because the way they was very strong in that department. But marketing though was not their forte.
Okay.
So then the marketing aspect of it became more on a load on me.
Okay, you kind of picked up the slack there.
To pick up the slack and spend the money. So you got to imagine now the hype of Iconz is going down a little bit. I'm spending all kind of money trying to hang on to the hype. And when you're doing it from an independent level, it's a lot harder than the major just making a phone call.
Right.
So now I'm calling PDs myself. I'm calling, trying to keep up with the, with the hype that we created from the past two, 3 previous years.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's not the same. Now, mind you, at the same time, it was a really pivotal moment because now you got Napster coming in.
Oh yeah,
and
Napster
fucking up all kind of shit.
Fucking up everything, yeah.
So now music now is becoming peer-to-peer free shit. So now the sales are not the same. So everything hit me at the wrong time.
Fuck, yeah.
So here I am where I got to deal with Elektra, and I have an override with them. So Slip and Slide also is in my pocket because Ted was a part of a deal that I did then with Elektra, so he was a part of the override. Then you got Koch, who get a percentage. Elektra got 30%. Slip and Slide getting a couple of dollars from it, and I'm the one spending most of the money in marketing.
Yeah.
So it ended up not making much sense for me financially.
Right.
Because I'm spending most of the money, and everybody's like, so it's like, damn.
Yeah.
This is hard. And then with the sales and not being like they used to, with the peer-to-peer shit.
Yeah.
Everything kind of started changing. So then I saw the music taking a turn, man.
Yeah, that must have been a tough adjustment.
Dude, it was a tough adjustment. It was tough to express that to, the artist, to try to help him understand like what was happening, what we were going through. And so then, even the artists themselves, you got 9 artists, man, that was part of the Iconz. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And, so there were, every day passes, the hype is dying down. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to keep up. The music industry is what have you.
It's so fast. It's fast.
You know what I'm saying? It's almost like you got to keep up with the
You have to be
hype.
ahead,
You got to
feel
come
like.
out with another joint and keep coming out another joint. And everything we came out with was just showing the label. Like, that's not it. That's not Get Fucked Up. So I'm like, dude, Get Fucked Up was like a lightning in the bottle that we caught. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like asking Michael Jackson to do Thriller all over again.
Yeah, to recreate that.
You know what I'm saying? To recreate it. But he's always going to be judged on Thriller.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was also a lot of things started deteriorating around the crew, around the team, and morale started, dying a little
Deteriorating,
bit. So everything started then like, man, it's just not the same anymore. The vibe's not the same anymore. So, and here I am spending the money to do all the marketing.
Just wasn't making sense.
Yeah, just to stop making sense. I'm like, okay, you know what? I gotta pivot a little bit. So, I went to school also for film production.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Awesome.
So a lot of people didn't know that. So I mean, from high school, I was in drama. I was in. So when I say I could look back and be like, damn, I was always who I was.
You really kind of always been doing this in some way. I
was always who I was, but I didn't know who I was.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
That's cool.
So I was in drama classes. I was TV production. I was doing film. I was in band. You know what I'm saying. So I was always in entertainment as a 14, 15-year-old kid. Yeah. High school and college, and so then I'm like, yo, I got this great idea that I would like to at least fulfill. Whether if it wins or not, but at least I need to get it out. So I started putting together Bloodline. Back then it was called Street Money.
Shout out Bloodline.
Yeah, it was
Watched
called
it twice
Street Money,
last 2
just
days.
like the name of the Iconz album. I called it Street Money.
Wow.
The film. And I started writing it, and then I got Antoine Smith, who was a good director doing a lot of the Slip and Slide. He was not no movies at the time, but he was doing a lot of the BTS, or and then I saw a documentary thing he put together for Slip and Slide that he shot. Then I'm like, yo, okay, so he seemed like he got the capability. So I brought him on board to come in and direct the film, and he ended up writing it with me.
Wow.
So again with the film, I did the same thing that I tried to do with the album, Iconz album. I brought in everybody who's in Miami. Yo, I'm doing this project, man. I'm doing this project. Yo, come on in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, Fentz, you doing the film? I'm like, yeah.
I saw Benzino in there too. I was like, damn, you got Benzino in this shit?
Yeah,
too?
Benzino came in last minute, believe it or not.
Wow,
Thanks to my man who played Nate in the movie.
Yeah, Nate.
He had a good
Nate.
relationship with Benzino, so he got him to be on there for us, and he came through on one day shoot and knocked out his role and got out of there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it ended up being really good, but I was really trying to, again, involve Miami. If you notice in that film, like, everybody who's down here doing a little something, I'm like, yo, guys, come on in, man. I'm doing this
Yep.
film project. A lot of niggas used to be like, was like, man, you don't know nothing about no movies. What you doing film? I'm like, yo, music is my passion, but film is what I went to school for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people didn't know that. So, so I wrote the film, took about 8 months to write it, casted everybody, doing the, location scouting. Back then, I barely, so I'm calling friends, let me borrow your car, let me borrow your house. I mean, put it all together to keep the budget low. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we ended up still spending about $150 on it to do it, but it ended up being the best thing that ever happened to me.
Yeah,
So,
it was a crazy hit, man.
Yeah.
Cult following, too.
Yeah, but it's crazy. That's what I say, man. It's like sometimes I move in, I walk in faith. You know what I'm saying?
Me too.
Like I believe in something, I just go for it.
Same.
With or without money, with or without hype. It's just like, yo, man, I see it, I feel it, and I always believe that. And truthfully, that's the story of my life. Whatever I've ever gotten into, I tell everyone, man, I take one step or two, God takes the next 20 to 100.
Yeah.
Like I'm always find myself in rooms that I don't even belong in.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, how did I even get
Yeah,
here?
you have a moment where it's like, what am I doing?
Like,
how did I get here?
Wow, like this kind of people that this industry has gotten me to sit in front of.
Crazy, isn't
like
it?
for a young dude from Haiti. I was born in Haiti.
Yeah, Haiti.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I was in Haiti. Like I remember my 6, 7, 8 years old going to the river carrying water on my head to bring to the crib so we could bathe, so we could drink, so my mom could cook, so we could wash clothes in that same bucket of water. That's me. No electricity. That's why when people like, I be like laughing at these artists like, yo, I'm from the street, dog.
Yeah.
Man, let me show you what real street is.
Yeah. And that's like where I think a lot of your drive comes from.
Let me show you where I was born at, man. Let me show you where I was raised to see if you could fucking last 2 days over there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where there's no AC.
Yeah.
There's no fridge to go open up and get a fucking cool drink. None of that shit.
No.
Like, you know what I'm saying? We sleeping on the floor with me and my 3 siblings. You know what I'm saying? So I take pride in that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I take pride in where I came from. I take pride in the struggle, and I respect it. You know what I'm saying? So, I look back now and I'm like, man, all of those things is who made me who I am today. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thankful for it.
It all plays a part, for sure.
It all plays a part.
And being from such a a rough upbringing, man, that's what I think the fire is in you to get what you want.
Yeah,
you give yourself no choice.
Because truthfully, man, say what you will about America. I know we have have its flaws, but it truly is one of the greatest countries, man.
You can get it out here, man. Anybody can.
Real talk, it allows you to really, 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 you come in, you put in the time, and you go for it, man. You can get it. And this is one of the few countries that you can say that about.
Facts.
And that's why sometimes I feel like I look at my peers, you know what I'm saying? Sorry to say, like a couple of my Black American friends and stuff like that, whatever. And it's like, man, sometimes I do feel like we take this country for granted. But it's one of those things where you just don't know, so you don't know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what you know, and you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
And
facts.
sometimes you don't even know, you don't know what you don't know that you don't know. You know what I'm saying? So
I think
it's one of those things, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So real talk, my bro. So it's like at the end of the day, it's like I look at things and I'm like, man, because I still right now I have my younger brother in Haiti who calls me every day like, yo, I need this, I need that. Yo, can you send me this? Can you send me that? You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's a struggle right now still for him. And I've been trying to get him out here since 1999. You know what I'm saying? And it's another story altogether. But it's things like that too that make me really look at things for really what it is.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
We have, with all the flaws in this country, we have the greatest of opportunities to be great.
That's right. That's facts.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm still chasing greatness.
Every single day.
Every single day, man. And that's what drives me.
Same.
Sometimes I get sick and tired of, keep doing certain things. I get tired of the industry. Sometimes you get tired of the people. You know what I'm saying?
It can be exhausting,
you know
I'm
what I'm saying?
sure.
It could be exhausting. Like in 2012, straight up, I quit this whole shit. I'm like, man, I'm not
Really?
doing this. Yeah.
Wow.
In 2012, I did, man. It was like I was going through a bad period, man, where nothing was going right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was like after I had signed an artist named Ball Greasy back in the day. Shout out to Grease, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out Ball Greasy.
And we had gotten into a real bad place. And there's a lot of stories that was going on out there, as if like I was ruining his career and so forth and so on. But I try to tell people, you know what I'm saying, those who close to me was like, yo, man, Fentz, you need to respond. I'm like, man, the truth, is what it is.
It is
I don't
what
have
it is,
to,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And but nonetheless, though, people gonna hear certain things, and if you only hear one side, and that side is all that's gonna,
yeah.
But at that time, now me and dude, we in a good place now. It took time for us to get here.
Yeah.
But back then, it was like too, he was really young, much younger, and you know, sometimes listening to a couple of, you know, it's crazy because I see even, you know, Megan Thee Stallion went through that for a second with her, you know, manager, CEO dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people forget that, look, man, you know, when we in the trenches right now, nobody cares about us.
Right.
But we do everything that we can to get to a certain level. Now, all of a sudden, you no longer matter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you're not good enough. And it's hard for the artists, though. I got to understand the artist psyche as well.
Yeah.
It's hard for them to, like, when you see this, you know, grass is greener possibly over there. And it's like, and you like, damn, I've been rocking with these dudes for a while, man. But damn, I could be better over here. You know what I'm saying? Everybody telling me how great I am.
Right.
So now you start believing it. But I try to tell these artists sometimes fame is not loyal to no one.
No, it's not.
For the moment, people will be on your dick.
And then tomorrow
it's like, you know, they're ready to tear you down. You know what I'm saying? So you got to at least try your best to stay true to your day ones. You know what I'm saying? That's why I love Khaled. I was watching the party he did the other day. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I wasn't invited, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, though, Khaled, you know what I mean? I'm still out here. But I was like, man, I saw the joint on Instagram. And then what I was so proud of is that watching Kiko and Patty and all of them, you know what I'm saying, and DJ Nasty all together. It's like, that's what it's about.
That's what it's about right there.
It's like your day ones when you were out there fucking eating fucking one burger and sharing it together. We had no fucking money. And it's like now we are able to, you know,
enjoy the fruits of your labor together.
Fruits of our labor. And the people who is there are still, I give everything for that.
Yeah.
I worship that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's hard to, especially in this industry, to have that. Because sometimes when, there was a time when Khaled was kind of like, when he was leaving college going to Def Jam, and there was a little time he had a little period of, you know what I'm saying? You know, it was not, the success was not, you know, it was still a grind, but his people still was there rocking and with him.
Yeah.
And that's what I respect, man. I love that. I respect that, man. Shout out to all of you guys over there. Shout out to Khaled. Shout out to the team over there, man. I love it.
Yeah.
And that's what I look for. That loyalty, that grind, because none of us could do this by ourselves.
No, you can't.
We all need
help. We all need a group.
We all need help to try to get this, to try to get to the next level, push this car the same direction. And I'm just right now looking for this certain, I've been blessed. I got a couple of guys around me that's, you know, helping me still push the car forward.
Yeah,
you know
definitely.
And I'm thankful for that. So, you know what I mean?
You'll always get farther as a collective, you know. And we're all going to the same island. Let's just sail the ship together, you know. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's a beautiful thing, man. So recently, back in September, you guys just celebrated the 15-year anniversary of Bloodline, the HD premiere, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I love the movie. I love how you guys wrote the contrast between the two characters, you know, Nate and Marcus. You know, I love how Marcus, you know, goes off to his dad, gets into law enforcement. Nate kind of gets sucked into the streets. I felt bad for Nate. I ended up rooting for Nate, even though he was like really destructive.
A lot of people did.
I was rooting for him because he went through the most abandonment issues out of everyone there. He had it the hardest. Like he lost his dad, his mom abandoned him, and then he lost Dre, who kind of became a father figure, brought him into the dope game, was giving him wisdom, and then he got shot and killed by Alex. And I was like, oh my God, what's going on? And that was just, I just love the contrast between those two characters. Were those characters based on actual people or real people? Were they inspired, or was it just strictly made up?
Actually fictional.
Okay.
Even though I said based on a true story, like in the beginning of the film, it was just
more like the area of like
but
Miami.
Here's the thing, though. I mean, be honest with you. I took some, you know, inspired by things and people around me in Miami that I knew, but it was. But of course, you embellish on it. It's almost like Titanic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you put the Rose story in there with, you know, whatever and all that. You put a love story in there. This is like one of those things where there was a couple of little characters that did exist for real, and I just embellished on a lot of it to make it.
Just made it a hyperbolic version of it, kind of. Yeah.
A lot of it, man. Was
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
You know, a couple of scenes specifically, I wrote exactly how they were, and I just took the character and I changed. Like, for example, one of the scene that where Coke went to go do the little deal, whatever, with homie. Shout out to Ran Over, man. You know what I'm saying? He never got a chance to see the film done. He got murdered. You know, like
awful.
some months after, bro.
Jesus Christ, that sucks.
Yeah, so that's one of my many regrets as well. You know, rest in peace, my brother. You know what I mean? So that scene there, it was a true scene. It was a real scene. It's something that happened to a homeboy that that I knew that went through some things, and then you know, and I heard of his story, and I took that same story and I added and I just put it in there and whatever. And it's crazy. The character Comatose played, the one who came in and then robbed dude.
Yes, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want to take this time out to apologize for once publicly. I'm giving a freaking public apology because I never did it. I never did it. That character was played by Ross.
Oh, wow.
Rick Ross was the character for that.
Damn.
So,
Holy shit.
yeah, nobody knew that.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So Ross, like, listen, you hearing from me today. I apologize, my brother. You know what I'm saying? That was one
Ross,
of the
man.
Listen, that was one of the biggest mistakes of my freaking career. You know what I'm saying? Because Ross really back then, like, really supported anything and everything that I did, man.
Yeah.
Dude would show up at all times when, you know, trying to get a verse. Somewhere I need a feature, man, he pull up at a moment's notice. You know what I'm saying? And because we were really building at the time, you know what I'm saying? And especially him and Tech producing and so forth, producing some of his joints. And he came in for the role. Like he played, and he came in for a couple of rehearsals, and he was amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, schedule conflicts and all kind of things, and, you know, happened, and you know, and we ended up not
using him,
you know, using Ross, but it ended up being. I swear to God, I should have just whatever the schedule was, I should have waited.
Resolved it. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Because, you know, now you look back at like, damn, even now would have given that film itself so much more. You know what I'm saying? To see a young Ross, but when I'm
that
telling
would have been
you,
cool. Yeah.
Now Comatose played that scene amazing.
Yeah.
But Ross, if you saw him in rehearsal, how he added his Ross swag to it, amazing.
Oh, I bet.
You know what I'm saying? And one of my biggest regrets of the film is that we never accommodated him enough to make sure that, you know what I'm saying? So, but again, I was trying to get everyone in Miami into this film. You know what I'm saying? But however it was supposed to be was. We ended up doing it. I got it, you know, signed with Universal, and it became a cult classic.
Yeah, it's amazing,
you know,
man.
It was amazing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thankful, God, like, to see that something that you had in your mind,
come into and be in real
come
life.
into life, and then you're seeing people enjoying and taking. You know what I'm saying? I mean, to me, people ask me, "What do I do this for?" It's not about the money.
Yeah,
it's like nothing, absolutely nothing, gives me the joy and pleasure of creating something, and then you watching somebody enjoying it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, like when I pull up at a stop sign, bro, and in a car, and somebody come passing by and jamming and rocking to a song that you produced, that you
that's the best.
Put together, dude. It's like you just looking, like, it's amazing.
You're just like in
I
awe.
go to the
You're
Heat game sometimes, and a TV breaks. When to bring the crowd back, they drop "Get Fucked Up." Everybody on your feet, y'all, like whatever.
Awesome.
And you watching 20,000 people rocking and wilding to your song. Sometimes it's a bittersweet, because I sit there and I'm like, damn, this is amazing. But the bad thing is, like, where the money? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where the money that's supposed to accommodate and associate with the success?
It would feel a lot better if I had money in my hand.
It would feel better if I had the money that accompanies this hype. You know what I'm saying? So, but nonetheless, though, it's one of those things where you can't describe. It's goosebumps.
Yeah.
Where it's like you're watching 20,000 people rocking to something that you know what I'm saying, put together. Like nothing.
There's no better feeling than that, I feel like.
Can you know, compensate for it. So I'm a fiend for it. So now I'm looking to do it again.
Now, do you have any plans for any new films coming out in the next couple of years? Like, what do you got in the books?
Man, yeah. So the reason I did the HD release the other about a month or two ago,
September, I think it was.
About 2 months ago. Truthfully, one is because it's really to remind. It's like almost like a marketing ploy, if you will, because I'm getting ready to do part 2.
Oh, okay.
I'm still finishing
there is a part 2 coming. Okay,
yeah. So
that's my next
looking
question.
to probably start shooting top of the year.
Oh, wow.
So I'm finishing writing part 2 as we speak.
Okay.
I'm putting it together with my man Alex. You know, he's a co-writer on that. And then but also I did the HD because before it was shot in 24p. So
right.
I had a deal with Stars. I had a deal with HBO for some years now, but you need to transfer it to film.
Right.
Because when you broadcast it, the show a little grainy. So then I had to now okay, but let's do the deal. Then I don't want to spend my own money to go transfer.
Right.
But then I had to bite the bullet the other day. I got to transfer to HD because now I'm getting ready to put on a Tubi and Netflix just to get ready for part 2.
Oh, that's cool.
So truthfully, I'm doing it as a marketing promotion, ploy.
I think that's smart.
To get it out there for all the people who haven't seen it.
Yeah.
So I had to get it nice and clean.
Kind of like a quick recap.
Yeah, recap, and then now part 2 coming at you. So
I'm excited to see where part 2 is going to go. Plotline wise,
part 2 is gonna be crazy.
Are we going to see Marcus's story as being a cop and like?
Yeah, Marcus. I mean, I brought back still a few of the new characters there. There's a few new characters, so the plot and twists. The plot has changed a lot.
Okay.
There's some underlining, plots that involve them and their own story, but it's changed a lot. It took you somewhere else. Because when I first did Bloodline, it was about those 2 brothers. But it was at a straight up hood street movie. You know what I'm saying? But what I want to try to get away from a little bit is still keep the essence and energy of the first one, but I do want to kind of like upgrade that a little bit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like one of my distributors, I won't name no names. I won't put you out there. But he's like, yo, Fentz, we can't keep doing this nigga movie, dog. Like,
yeah.
We gotta at least,
yeah.
Upgrade a little bit to
clean it up a little bit.
Clean it up to a certain level. And he's right. You know what I'm saying? So I still want to keep the essence, but I do want to evolve a little bit, and get a little bit of, and now also we shooting, you know what I'm saying, on the RE, you know what I'm saying, try, HD. Back then, like I said, we shot at
you had what you had.
We had what we had, man, low budget. But the story was so good.
It was, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even when I did my deal at Universal, right? It's crazy. It's funny, man. So the just to give y'all some insight in the background of that film, right? So when I finished doing the movie, again, I took the same steps that I did with Iconz. When I told you I found Dino DeValier at Def Jam. So I did my research and try to find who's in the film industry because I have no connection.
Yeah.
And I read up on this dude named Jeff Clanagan, who was responsible for Master P, No Limit Films. Okay. But he had just left there, and he started his own company named Code Black.
Okay, Code Black. Yes, you did sign a deal. Yeah.
So I researched dude, and I'm like, now I'm calling all the connects that I have in the industry, like, who knows this guy? You know what I'm saying? Can anybody put me in touch with this dude? Can anybody find him? Because Master P Films, they did $40 million. You know what I'm saying? And he was responsible for that. That's crazy. I'm like, man, I need this dude. Yeah. So running around, with my industry folks in the music industry, certain people started and I finally got at least contact to Code Black. We was calling them every day trying to get a meeting with Jeff. Couldn't get him because, he's a busy dude.
Right, of course.
But, again, we don't stop.
There's a will, there's a way, man.
There's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
Miami, the Black Film Festival is coming to Miami in June. Oh, okay. Guess who's coming to town?
Ooh.
Jeff Clanagan. Okay.
Perfect.
So everybody's gonna be here. It was a little too late to show my film. To get it
into the festival.
To the festival.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, you know what? Then they're like, yeah, I'm sorry you missed the deadline and so forth and so on. I'm like, crap. But you know what? They're coming to my city. That could stop me from showing my film. And that's what I did. I waited till they had the last film showing at 7 o'clock at the Lincoln Theater on South Beach. I rented the biggest theater, biggest room. When they were done, so the last showing from the film festival was at 7 on Sunday night. So now I showed my movie at 7. So I had my red carpet at 7 o'clock. All my resources, man, my musical resources, Rick Ross, not Rick Ross, but Dwayne Wade came through.
Wow.
I had,
damn.
Yeah, I had a couple of people came through my spot.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So now here's a line, Deco Drive was there. Because Antoine Smith, thank God, he was working at Deco Drive at the time as a cameraman for the news.
Oh, shit.
So he brought Channel 7 over.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
So we use all of our resources, man. Now here comes Jeff Clanagan and his crew coming out of their own theaters, whatever. And then here's a film that it's not on the itinerary, but the theater place is packed. Like, yo, what is this?
Yeah. So
a lot of the distributors then try to get in to the theater to see, like, yo, what is this hype about? Because you got even Charles Woodson, who played Nate, he brought him over there. We had a couple of celebs, football players.
That pulled up. That's sick.
Pulled up. So everybody dressed to the T, like we looking fly. Miami's showing out.
Yeah.
Miami's showing out, man. It was like one of the proudest moments
of
my life, man. It's like, man, if you could zoom out and look at that night, man. It's almost like we became the highlight.
That's
so I
amazing.
did our own party. Now you had all these distributors trying to come into my event now.
Oh, wow.
Because they're like, what is this?
Who is this? Yeah, what's going on?
Because it's a hype now.
Mm-hmm.
And then they all came. There was no room. I had to even get my wife, well, who's my wife now, to get up and get her seat so a couple of my people could sit in.
Damn.
Because we had no room.
That's crazy.
You know, it was overly packed by triple.
Damn.
And so the hype on Bloodline started right then.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jeff was like, yo, I like this, man. Well, let's set a meeting and try to put it together because this is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, all right, cool. Then I went to LA. I was, man, it's like I said, God always take 10 steps for me, man. Shakim Compare.
Okay.
Queen Latifah's manager.
Shout out to him.
Shout out to Shakim. Again, angels. You know, God sent to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a newbie, young dude trying to do my thing, new in the film world. I know nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy literally took my hand, man. He's like, yo, man, I like your grind. You know, I've been hearing about you. I fucks with you.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, let's and then he went, you know, we're in LA and he set me up in every meeting.
Wow.
And I'm not talking about just, you know, just the, you know, like I'm talking
like
about
the real meeting. Yeah, the real meeting. Yeah.
Companies.
Yeah.
I'm sitting with Ellen Pitterman at Paramount. I'm sitting with John Scott at 20th Century Fox. I ended up getting a deal at 20th Century Fox for $2 million that Shakim once got out for me for Bloodline. Now, what ended up happening with that, it's almost like, now the bad luck that happened with that is even after that deal, you know, like when a coach gets fired and they bring in a new coach. So now the quarterback and some of the team, you know, got to get, it's one of those things. So John Scott got fired right in the midst of, I just signed my deal with 20th Century Fox.
Oh, shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then he got, you know, fired. And then, so my deal kind of like was kind of in limbo because they fired his whole staff.
Right.
Now the whole people in legal and everybody I'm talking with, they're no longer there. So I really had not
kind of got left hanging.
The support anymore.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm like, damn. I still was trying to force it to go down. But then they sent me like 77 changes to make.
Wow.
Okay, no problem. I went back in the lab. I made all this, like, this scene is too bright. This scene right here is too this. This scene right here, this
so intricate.
Right so very intricate. But you know, I'm new. And you at 20th Century Fox.
Yeah.
So you're going to do what they tell you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm like, all right, man, you know what? I got to do what I got to do. So I went in. I paid about $25,000 to edit, finalize all the changes they wanted. I sent it, the final master back to them. They sent me another 85 freaking changes. I'm like, nah, man, y'all trying to string me along. So then I had to stand my ground. I'm like, look, I'll make the changes if y'all give me an upfront on my deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they were not willing to do that. I'm like, look, that's the only way I'll go back. I just spent $25,000. I got to now spend maybe another 25, 30 to make the new changes y'all want. Y'all just be nitpicky or maybe just trying to tell me to fuck off and don't know how to tell me legally.
Maybe.
That's how I took it.
Yeah.
So then I called Jeff. Man, I'm like, yo, Jeff, man, the deal's still up, man. But he was like, yeah, but it's not the same no more.
yeah, because of the new people.
So he's like, no. He's like, so Jeff was he had his distribution at Universal.
Okay.
So he was like, so I was doing a deal at 20th Century Fox. I'm like, yo, I got $2 million on the table. If you could match that or close to it, I'm with you since you've been vibing. Since I sought you out early. Right. You're the one I wanted to rock with. So I'm willing to. So you're like, man, $2 million Fentz, man, you might as well just go ahead and do that. Because we're an independent company here, and it's like, you know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, so he gave me his blessing. So I went to the 20th Century Fox to do my deal. Then I got into the fuckery. So then when I realized, okay, these people are going to run me around, so I called Jeff, man, yo, we still on? He's like, yeah, but the deal we had then and the amount is no longer there, Fentz. I had to, you know, acquire some other films. But if you still want to rock, we'd do it like this. But I wanted to, you know, deal with Jeff and fuck with him so much. I'm like, man, let's do it.
Yeah. All right, Fentz. Well, we're coming up on an hour, man. It's been a great interview. I've learned so much about you. You know, your history with the music and the films and everything. It's been a very informative conversation, man. I enjoyed it a lot, and I really appreciate your time, man.
Yeah, man, I do appreciate you guys having me as well today, dude. I don't get to do this often, but this was fun, though.
Dude, you're a natural at it, man. I like interviewing you. You speak really well. You're very informative. Like I learned a lot in this
well, I have
episode.
To, you know, I mean, I gotta figure out a way to tell my story someday.
You know,
man. So there's so many layers in the back. But I did say a lot today, though.
You did.
I spoke a lot about a lot of things. You
did.
A lot of people didn't know, but I'm glad to finally at least get some of my. You know, behind the scenes stories out. It was kind of refreshing. Yeah, it brought me back to like back in the days and all the things that we did. So I'm glad that you actually brought it all out of me.
Yeah, it was cool to see a different side of you and the history too, and how it all came together. It's just really fascinating too, man.
Yeah, for sure. But you know, I know we're gonna leave, but I would like to give a shout out to my man Trick Daddy.
Shout out Trick.
Because, you know, sometimes they say that you don't give the people their flowers while they're here.
Facts.
I want to give my man his flowers because, truthfully, Trick Daddy doesn't know, like, he was one of the major guys that had a lot in my career. Like, when he was at his height, he never let me miss not one project, not one album.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Him, Santana, Tut, those guys there, his whole team, always supported my movement, Drum Majorz. And they had a say in that, you know what I'm saying? Because Trick Daddy, man, from every single album he ever did, we got a chance to produce, if not one, but a couple of tracks on there.
Nice.
And so for that, I'll always
forever
thank my man,
grateful.
Trick. Yeah, I'm forever grateful. So Trick, appreciate you, my bro.
Awesome. Man, shout out to Trick. He gets the horns for sure.
Yeah,
true Miami legend.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man, it's been a great episode. Breaking the Realest, RealBoy Radio. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys, if you're in Miami and you want studio time, you better book it at Audio Vision Studios. You're missing out. You're in the wrong studio.
Oh,
Facts.
yeah, absolutely, man.
Facts.
Audio Vision, man. No, so call me today, whenever. Y'all need studio time, you come down to Miami. The hottest studio in Miami, bar none. I promise you that.
And that's facts.
Shout out to the committee, man. You know what I'm saying? For real. Like, Gorilla Tech, my man Shay, Track, Chap, my brothers forever. You know, I wouldn't be myself without them. So shout out to my man, to my team.
Facts. Get the horns for that as well. It's been RealBoy Radio, North Miami Audio Vision Studios. Fentz, pleasure again. Legend. Super happy to have you here, man. It's been great, man.
Thank you for having me.
For sure. Y'all have a great night. Tune into the episode. Catch you guys later.